What's up, everyone? Welcome to a True Underground Story podcast. I'm your host, Timmy Burner. Today I'm with Boi Toy, or Boi Toy the Baddie on Instagram. I'm gonna play.
Thank you.
You're
Hey.
welcome. I'm gonna play a quick snippet off her song "Cruise Control" for the Instagram Live viewers, and then we'll start the interview. So, you were from East Cleveland, but that is not where you originate from. You moved there when you were about 8, correct?
More like 6. No, 7.
About
But yeah.
7.
Mm-hmm.
Where were you originally from there? Because it was still Cleveland. It was just the other side.
Yeah, well, St. Clair.
St. Clair.
110 for St. Clair, yeah. And then I briefly moved to South Euclid for like less than a year and then wound up in East Cleveland.
What was your childhood like growing up there on 110th and St. Clair those first few years?
I really don't have too much recollection of it, honestly. I was so young and yeah, I was like a baby. I just remember being there with my brothers and my parents. The only memory I really have of 110 is my brother setting the cat whiskers on fire. Other than that, I don't remember nothing from that era. Like,
So what was East Cleveland like growing up there?
oh, it was fun back in the day. We used to run the streets like crazy. Of course, the city didn't look like how it looks now. But yeah, I mean, it was fun growing up. We had our cliques. I grew up with my family. And I mean, that's about it. I played sports like crazy. And yeah, that was about it. I grew up a cheerleader. And then I started doing volleyball and basketball and track. And yeah, I mean, it was all fun. I mean, back in the day, that's when the teen clubs was popping and everybody was able to kick it safer and everything. So yeah, I mean, it was fun.
How long did you play basketball for?
I played basketball from 5th grade to about the 9th grade.
Oh, you played quite a
Yeah,
while.
yeah. I have all brothers. I grew up around a bunch of boys, so all the like men's sports, football. I ain't gonna say basketball; it's just a men's sport, but nonetheless, I grew up around a bunch of dudes. So anything they was doing, I was doing it too.
So speaking of your brothers, they're actually where you kind of drew your name from, correct?
Yeah,
Because you were a tomboy growing
yeah.
up.
Look, you did some research. I see you.
You changed it because they used to call you Toy Boy, and then you didn't
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah, just switched it around. But yep, my brothers gave me that nickname. Yep, because I was a little rough around the edges.
So, about what age did you start like really doing music? Because I know you have like a uncle, correct? That was a musician. He's a guitarist and singer.
Yep.
At what age
hmm
did you start pursuing music?
Well, music was very fluent in my household. All my family listened to, the old school, the blues, the R&B. I had cousins that listened to hardcore rap. But I was always so engulfed in music. Then me and my cousin that I grew up with, when we used to go on our cheerleading, well, we had games and we'd have to go cheerlead. We would all make beats and everything on the bus and just would try to freestyle. It wasn't really like, oh, we're gonna start doing music because we had no idea, but we were always so, attracted to music. I didn't start doing music officially until about 2007-ish. I started out in a group called DOC Showstoppers. What's up, y'all? Because I see some of y'all on this live. And then eventually I went solo. It's crazy because when the group broke up, I stopped doing music completely for about a good 3 years. And then I finally reemerged as a solo artist. Yeah. So it's only been a few years, maybe like 4 years as a solo artist, max.
As I say, because when doing my research, during one of the interviews I listened to, he had brought up that you almost quit music after the group separated. So I was just curious, like, what really pulled you back into wanting
Um,
to keep doing music?
I'm I guess music itself. I started going to a broadcast media school because I was still interested in being involved in the entertainment business. So I was still on the scene, especially in Cleveland, the entertainment world, as far as like hosting, modeling, popping up in people's videos, going to different events, and people would still ask me, like, "Can we do a collab? Let me get a song with you." So that's how I fully got pulled back in because people would just keep asking me to hop on their track, hop in their videos. So yeah, it wouldn't let go of me.
Um, what was some of the music that you, as a child, like kind of really absorbed? Because you said that your brothers and stuff were really into like the hardcore rap. What was the music that you listened to growing up?
Well, I listen to different forms or whatnot, but I listen to things like the Isley Brothers and the Temptations. But I also listen to Master P, Hypnotize Mind Click, UGK, A Ball MJG, Outkast, um, yeah, the whole No Limit crew, the whole Cash Money set. Um,
They were dominating in the night.
right, yeah, they were. But yeah, I had like a different, I listened to the Luther Vandrosses and the Tony Braxtons and the Jodeci's. But yeah, I listen to a whole lot of music. I also listen to a little rock. I used to listen to Nickelback a lot. Those is one of my favorites. But yeah.
Um, so aside from just even being a music artist, you also are an actor.
hmm
Your grandfather was also an actor, correct?
Yes, yes, he acted as Marvin Gaye's father in the stage play they had at Playhouse way back when, and he's done a few movies or whatnot. But yeah, he was into film and acting and everything too.
Is that what kind of pulled you into also wanting to pursue being an actor? Just watching your grandfather, or just something you wanted to do your own?
No, not at all. I can't even lie. No, not at all. I'm trying to think, when did I get my first acting? I don't know what pulled me into acting. I guess because it was just another art form and another creative way to express myself. But yeah, my grandfather, even with my uncle, that didn't influence me to do music either. It's just so happened I have family members that's also creatives. But yeah, I think somebody maybe asked me one day to be in their movie, and then I started pursuing it myself, and that's how I got the background work with White Boy Rick and the Michelet story and the I Alice Cross. But yeah, I literally just fell into this stuff. Like, it just happened.
Wow. Um, what did your brothers think when you started pursuing music? Went back in the day when you were part of that group. What did they think when you started making music back then?
I mean, they was proud of me. I think mostly with my family, they were more happy that I was doing something positive to occupy my time. Like growing up, because I was adopted and I've been through like some hardships, growing up as a kid, and I just needed something to focus on because the things that I've been through, the trauma, it made me rebellious. It made me angry. It made me want to, always be mad all the time. Like, I went through therapy and everything, but with music and acting, it just all art forms, because I was in art club too. Um, it just made me have something to focus on that I love. And it made me focus on something where I could also express myself, but in a good way.
So you brought up you were adopted. Do you mind talking a little bit more about like that whole situation that brought you to being adopted by your aunt?
Well, my mom killed my dad a day before my birthday. When I was little, a day before like my 7th birthday. It's crazy because a lot of stuff that happened previously, I pushed it so far back in my mind that some stuff is like blank.
Right.
But yeah, my mom killed my dad and she wound up going to prison for about 15 years. And at first we were with my mom's mother, but it was some things going on over there. So my aunt wound up adopting me and my brothers. And I stayed with her until I moved out when I was 18.
Um, what does your aunt think about the music and all that, all the different ventures you got going on?
Honestly, I don't know. Because my family is from the South, and my aunt is real like laid back. She's not like one of them like party ass or whatever. She just look at me like I'm Latoya.
So finding out that your family's from the South makes a lot of sense because your style of music is it has like almost like a Houston feel to it.
That's what everybody says. Everybody, I swear to God, everybody always be like, your music sound like you from Texas. Like you sound like you from there. But yeah, but a lot of the artists that I grew up on was Southern artists also.
Yeah, I mean, you
Like a
brought up
whole,
Cash Money and No Limit, and they were both
yeah,
Indiana.
yeah, yeah. A-Ball, MJG, and UGK from Houston. But yeah, a lot of the artists that I grew up on are from the South.
Was there like any particular like female MC that like really kind of influenced your style or sound, or just any artist that influenced your
Well,
style and sound?
my top is Lil Kim, Mia X, Eve, Foxy Brown. So if you mix all those together, yeah,
You get
that's me.
Boi Toy. So as an artist, you have won. You're a credited artist by Ohio Entertainment Awards and the Ohio Hip Hop Music Awards.
Mhm.
You won Best Collaboration with your husband, Young Sean.
Mhm. Look at you! Look at you! You did your research. I like it.
How many awards have you won in total?
In total, cause I won awards with the group also. I want to say only about 4.
About 4?
Yeah, about 4. I've been nominated a lot, but yeah, award wise, about 4.
Now, you also hosted one year at the Ohio Music Awards,
Well,
Ohio
I hosted the tour.
the tour.
Now, every year before the Ohio Hip Hop Awards, they go on like an all city tour. So they be in Dayton, Cincinnati, Columbus, Youngstown, like it be all over Ohio. So I hosted that tour.
Um, Now, with your husband, Young Sean, you guys met doing a radio show.
Well, no, actually, I knew him before that.
Okay.
We met through music on the music scene, and he was just my homie for some years, like literally just my homie. And then he invited me to be his co-host on a radio show that he was doing, and we did that for a few years. But yeah, I've known Young Shine since about 2006.
Oh,
We
wow.
didn't start dating until 2014.
And you guys just recently had your 4-year anniversary, correct?
Yes. Yes, we did. August 11th. Hey.
Um, Trying to get rid of some of these so I don't go back over it. Now, on the acting side, you were nominated for Best Actress. Did you end up securing that, or?
Oh, I actually got, I forgot about that award. Yes, I won an award for Best Supporting Actress. Oh, no, I think we won 2 awards. We did. Shout out to HWIC Filmworks, single and ready, streaming on Tubi right now. I won an award for Best Supporting Actress, and the web series won for Best Show.
Okay.
So yeah, shout out to y'all. I forgot about that. Yes.
Now you talked about like a lot of struggles that you face in life. You in another interview had mentioned that you were homeless at one point in time.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was that like? Like, how,
Ooh,
what led
man.
to that?
Ooh, that was crazy. So I moved around a lot after I moved out of my aunt house. Um, because I was still actually in high school when I moved out of my aunt house. It was my senior year of high school, and the person that I was with at the time, we split up. So I wound up moving in with my brother, and then my brother wound up leaving the spot and going to live with his girlfriend. So then I found myself, going from house to house trying to make ends meet because I was so used to having, a roommate or somebody that helped me pay the rent. And at that time, I was single, I ain't had no kids or whatever. So it wasn't really a big deal to me. It was because I knew I had to get my shit together, but it wasn't like, oh, I got to take care of somebody else. So I could take my time. But I knew I had to get my shit together when some close people, like people that's near and dear to my heart, I spent the night over there and they actually put me out. They put me out. I still don't know why to this day, but yeah, they put me out. So I wound up going to stay with one of my god sister and her mom for a little bit, and that's when I found out I was pregnant with my first kid or whatnot. And that shit made me get my shit together real fast.
Yeah, kids will do that.
Yeah, it did. But I mean, it was stressful. When I look back on it, I wish I would have moved a little different. But I ain't gonna lie, like I ain't really have no like guidance or people to tell me the right things to do because I wanted to wind up homeless. But when I turned 18, I had got an inheritance fund from my deceased dad. And when I tell you people were stealing from me, people was taking my car, my bank card, spending my money, driving my car, wrecking my shit. Like it was a crazy time. It was a crazy time. I tell you that.
Um, yeah, I can't even imagine. That's fucked up.
Yeah, I had a
Um,
landlord one time come and steal me and my roommate shit. Like it was a crazy time. Like,
so what you would also in that same interview I listened to had brought up that you had a long list of different things you've gone through. Like you had gone through an abusive relationship at one point.
yeah.
What led to you like wanting to like realize like I need to get the fuck out of this situation I'm in?
Because I didn't want to wind up like my mom. Like I didn't want to wind up hurting him and winding up in jail. And now my kids don't have neither one of their parents. That's what made me finally wake up because I'm like, I'm gonna kill this fool. Like he's like, yeah. I mean, everybody got a breaking point, you know.
So as an artist and a mother, how do you find time, because you also have other ventures that we'll get into here in a second, how do you find time to like separate all these different things you got going on from your home life with your kids and with young Sean?
How do I do it, or where
Yeah,
where do I find the time?
both. Like there are only so many hours in the day. I'm trying to figure it all out.
Well, first off, I actually have a pretty good support system when it comes to my kids' other side of the family. Um, when I need to do things or whatnot, like the grandmother, their dad, like really strong support system. And not only that, I have a strong support system in my husband. That's how I'm able to do what I do because of his understanding and his support. And same vice versa or whatnot, because he got a lot of things going on as well.
Right.
Y'all make sure y'all check out the Young Shine Impact the Culture podcast. But yeah, like I mean, it's all about support and understanding. I don't know. Sometimes I wake up and be like, I don't know how the hell I just got through that. I don't know how and that's why I feel like it was God given. Like it was meant for me to be here to do what I'm doing. Because yeah, sometimes I do be like, I don't know where I found the time. I don't know how I just got. Example, I just got through a crazy busy weekend. This past Friday, I had to be in Columbus at All Her Radio for an interview, and to meet up with some other artists. Then I had to drive back to Cleveland and get my kid to her volleyball game. Then I had to get myself together because I had to be in PA that night for a show. And then we wound up coming back. And then that Sunday, I had to get up the following morning to do a pop up shop. So, I mean, I be moving around. I mean, I'm a hustler, baby.
If you
I'm
ain't
like,
got the
this is what
time,
I
you'll find a
asked
way to make
for.
it.
You say what?
I said, if you ain't got the time, you'll find a way to make it, huh?
Exactly. I'm like, this is what I asked for. This is what I prayed for. So, how am I not going to fulfill everything that I asked for? I'm like, it's here. I better grab it while I can.
So a big accomplishment, from my opinion anyway, in your music career is you've had 2 songs that were featured on The Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Yeah.
What was like that moment for you when you found out that your music was getting put on something like a TV show that draws in a lot of attention?
So first off, shout out to the greatest ENT in New York, for putting us on to that. It was the 2 songs were Drip Talk and Level Up. Both produced by Smokehouse Beats. And it was me and Young Shine. When we found out, I was like, okay, that's dope, because I ain't want to get too excited, because in this game, a lot of things have been said, like, oh, this is going to happen, and it never does. So when
Right.
they said that it was going to happen, I was like, oh, okay, that's dope. We'll see about it. But when it came on and people started calling us like crazy, like, oh my God, I just heard y'all on TV. Oh my God, I knew that was your voice. That moment right there was like, hell yeah. See what hard work do? Just because you independent don't mean that you can't make it to those milestones that you go after. Like, don't think because you ain't got no big label pushing you that you still can't accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. Just go after that shit. All you got to do is do it. Like, literally. All you got to do is do
Yeah.
it. Network and do that shit. Like, but yeah, in that moment, it was like, my ego went up a little more. You
Um,
know, because here in Cleveland, people always talk about gatekeepers this and gatekeepers that. And I ain't gonna lie, it may be it is some heavy hitters in the seat, in the city. And it's also good to have those connections, because those connectors can connect you to other connectors. And that's the thing. You have to network so you can keep on that trail, on that journey. So with that being said, yeah, just do it. Like, don't worry about the gatekeepers. Just do it.
so obviously, as an artist, you probably have like some artists in your head that are also popping off right now. Who would be an artist that, if you didn't have to worry about covering the cost of the feature, who's that person that you want to work with?
If I didn't have to worry about covering the feature, I
Yeah,
mean covering the cost,
yeah.
Cardi B, of course, Megan Thee Stallion, of course, Nicki Minaj, of course, Lil Kim. I want me an X and Eve to come out of retirement. And that's just on the female features, because I'm like, I mean, of course I want male features, but I'm all about my woman empowerment, about my women popping. Because I remember at one point we was like climbing the charts, and then something happened, and then Nikki came, and then like the females was quiet, but now they back on top. So yeah,
I
those
agree.
are,
I feel like
yeah. And I got a couple R&B ones like her and Ariana Lennox and SZA and who else? Mary J. Mary J. She'll go. She'll
yeah.
go. But yeah,
Um, I agree though. Like, there's like Lil Kim, and Lauryn Hill. They like started to really put women in hip hop up there,
mhm.
and then it fell off like you had your Remy Ma's and your Missy Elliott's, but then they kind of dipped too for a little bit.
Yeah, Missy Elliott, she a goat. Like, yeah. I mean,
Then
there's a lot of them.
yeah, and then Nicki came on the scene and kind of like blew everyone away because she
Yeah,
was straight rapping at first, and then she started doing like incorporating
harmonizations and everything.
pop beats and
Hmm.
all that stuff. And then it dipped again, and now like I would say Cardi kind of like helped resurge women in
Hmm.
hip hop, because since Cardi, there's been many female artists that have started to pop off after
Yeah,
Cardi blew up.
yeah. I
Um,
agree, but Cardi also, I feel like she used her platform to highlight a lot of the other women that were coming up.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, and that's what we need in music anyway. I'm like, we need the same thing in my own city. I mean, it's starting to get there, it's starting to build, but I feel like that's how everybody shine. Like, stop. It's enough shine out here for everybody. Like, if somebody like reach back to some of these artists or whatever, because that's how your city get on. I mean, look at the big cities like Atlanta. When I lived in Atlanta, I heard nothing but local artists on their radio,
yeah,
unsigned and signed, with no problems, no problem. So yeah, yeah, and you gotta be consistent. Yep.
say nothing consistent. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we already kind of touched base on what your sound is. You have a Texas sound about you, even though you're from Ohio. But I have a game here that I play with artists.
Okay. Oh man, don't embarrass me.
It's not like any trivia or anything like that. I need to pull up another page. So the game is this or that. I'll present two artists to you, and you'll tell me which one you're going to listen to first.
Okay.
Bruno Mars or The Weeknd?
Bruno.
Tory Lanez or Chris Brown?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm gonna have to go Tory.
Erykah Badu or Lauryn Hill?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm gonna go with Erykah Badu just because Lauren only put out one album. But she got it's a classic. It's a cult classic. I want to say Lauryn Hill, but Erykah Badu, she kept going, man. Both, man. Both. I had to pick either or.
Stevie Wonder or Michael Jackson?
Ooh, and I love both of them. I'm going with MJ. Mike Jack.
We got Music Soul Child or Drew Hill?
This is hard. Why are you doing this to me? These are some of my favorite artists of all time that you're saying right now. Oh my God. And it's crazy because Music Soul Child is so slept on. So I'm gonna go with Music. I love Drew Hill, but yeah, music is slept on, y'all. Hey, look, I used 2 of Music Soul Child songs in my wedding. That's how much I love Music Soul Child. Yes, exactly, right. Yes, my husband says she loves him. Yeah, I do.
DMX or 50 Cent?
I'm going DMX. I will bark, but I'm embarrassed myself if I bark.
Jay-Z or Nas?
Jay-Z. No brainer. But this new Nas, oh my God, it's a different artist. He is a different artist right now. But yeah, I'm still gonna go with Jay. But damn, Nas came back with a vengeance. Ever since he got with Hit Boy.
Yeah, I think those two together just is gold.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tupac or Biggie?
Damn. I gotta go both. You gotta respect it. You gotta respect it.
You mentioned one of these artists earlier. We got Keith Sweat or Luther Vandross?
Oh, I'm going Luther.
I like it. G Unit or Slaughterhouse?
I'm going Slaughterhouse. I'm a southern fiend, straight Slaughterhouse.
Cardi B or Nicki Minaj?
I'm going Nicki because I got to pay homage first. You know, I'm going Nicki. I fuck with Cardi, but yeah, Nicki a goat. She's been goated.
I'm going to give you two Cleveland artists here. We got Machine Gun Kelly, the rapper, or Kid Cudi?
I'm going MGK.
You want MGK?
It's crazy because I like some of Cudi's songs, but I'm kind of into the like rap rock or whatever. So
Yeah.
even though Cudi kind of makes certain things like that too, it's kind of hard. But I'm gonna go with MGK.
All right. Kevin Gates or Joyner Lucas?
Joyner. I don't even really like Kevin Gates. He funny as hell if anything, but yeah.
He be out here starting women's cars and shit with his bare hands. Lupe Fiasco or Wale?
Wale. And I fuck with Lupe too, but Wale still releasing music too.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, they both are. Surprisingly, like Lupe just dropped one not too long ago.
I mean, I gotta go check it out.
I think his new album was.
But I'm still going with Wale. I'm still going with Wale.
Wiz Khalifa or Young Thug?
Wiz. Maybe
Nelly. Nelly or Akon?
I'm going Nelly because I like to turn up.
Bone Thugs and Harmony or Wu-Tang?
Bone, what? Like, what?
I'm waiting for the day that I get a Cleveland artist to not pick Bone Thugs. Eminem or The Game?
The Game. Have you heard Game's new album?
It is. I like the album. I like the album a lot.
It's fire. And it's long as hell, but it's fire.
It is. 50 Cent or Jadakiss?
Kiss. That's a no-brainer. Did you see what Kiss did on that Versus stage? Did you see what he did to
Kiss
them?
is different. Jadakiss is different.
Yes. Oh, Bankroll, you said M. Nah.
E40 or Twista?
Twista.
The Locks or Dipset?
The Dipset embarrassed us on that Versus stage. But as a group, I'm going with the set.
That's fair. Goody Mob or Outkast?
Ooh, that's a good one. But I'm going Outkast.
Andre 3K, I'm still waiting on him to give me a solo album.
I know, right?
21 Savage or Kodak Black?
21. 21 be sliding on everything. I'm definitely going with the Savage. Like, yeah.
Ab-Soul or Schoolboy Q?
Who was the first one?
Ab-Soul.
I'm going Schoolboy. I don't even know who that is. Who Ab-Soul is.
Ab-Soul and Schoolboy Q were both part of like Kendrick's upcoming.
Oh, okay.
He was just another one of the guys that rolled around with Kendrick.
Okay.
J. Cole or Kendrick Lamar?
I gotta go with both on that. You gotta respect it.
Yeah.
I respect it. I can't pick one between those two. Both of those are different. They different.
How did you feel of Kendrick's new album?
At first, well, no. His album. Oh, yeah. That's because I say it's therapy. I love his new album. I feel like if you listen.
Song.
You said what?
the song he's got "We Cry Together" on there is probably
Oh
my
yeah,
favorite.
yeah. One of my favorites is Daddy Issues.
That's another good one.
Yeah, and it's another one I can't even think of the name. I'm like, damn, we listen to it all the time. But yeah, but that's definitely. Oh, Count Me Out.
Okay,
I think
yeah,
that's why it's called. I love when you count me out.
I think that's it. Yeah. Now you got me
Yeah,
thinking.
that's it. Okay, I'm like, I know the song, but yeah,
Oh, they did her.
who dropped? Kendrick dropped the album. Jumpman.
Yeah, yeah. Back that's been 2 months now, but
Yeah,
it's relevant enough to me. That still gets play.
yeah.
Mobb Deep or UGK?
UGK. You know, I'm all about my southern twang. Like
Pusha T or Kanye West?
Pusha T released that Fire album earlier in the year too.
He did.
Oh man. Uh, mm, I'm going with Push.
Lil Wayne or Drake?
In this time of era, and y'all gonna be mad at me. It's crazy because I want to pick Wayne, but Drake is different too, and I think a lot of people be hating on him because he sings. Like he don't sing on all this shit. I'm like, y'all be listening to the songs that they play on the radio. I said they gotta listen to Drake's whole albums, man. But yeah, I gotta go with Drake. Yeah,
Royce
I
the
know. Pay homage to Weezy, but like, sorry, I'm like answering
no,
people
good.
comments down
No,
here.
you're good. You're
I'm like,
good.
Weezy is goaded, but in today, like right now, if I had to vote right now, I'm going with. I gotta go with Drake, man. I'm kind of sorry at myself about that, but yeah, I gotta go with Drake.
Next up, I got Royce the 5'9" or Benny the Butcher.
I'm going Benny.
Benny is also different and
Yeah,
like
yeah, he is. He
strong.
is.
Gucci Mane or Jeezy?
Woo! I'm going with the Gucci Mane. Like Bird. Definitely. And it's crazy because back in the day, Jeezy was dominating. But you
He
talk about
was.
2022, I'm definitely going with the WAP.
Yeah, I wish I knew what happened with Jeezy's new album because that. Well, I guess that was last year. It was after their versus battle, but it was not good. I was not a fan. Which
Yeah,
sucks.
and
I
that's what
love
I
Jeezy.
said. Like, I don't know, he just ain't the same snowman.
Got too much into real estate, I guess. T.I. or Ludacris?
I'm going Tip. And I love Ludacris too, but yeah, yeah, King of the South.
Gunna or G Herbo?
Gunna.
Lil Durk or Lil Baby?
Ooh, I'm going Baby. That's a tough one though because they both hard, but Baby really be rapping, like rapping.
I don't know what exactly it is about Lil Baby, but his flow is different to me.
Yeah, he different. Yeah, he different.
Da Baby or Polo G?
I'm going with the Baby because I don't listen to Polo G.
Kalani or Summer Walker?
Summer Walker. Yes, and I love Kalani's music, but Summer Walker is a whole nother vibe.
Young M.A. or Remy Ma?
I love Rem. I love Remy, but Young M.A. hard too, and I think she another underrated artist.
I agree. She be giving some like really fire bars that I think a lot of people don't catch the first
Yeah,
time through.
yeah.
Lotto or Meg the Stallion?
I like both of them. but I'm gonna go with Lotto.
Lotto.
Only because Lotto, on her album, she really shows how diverse she is. But Megan be spitting too. But I'm going with Lotto. I'm
Going
going
Lotto.
with Lotto. I love Megan though. Damn. Okay, I think I gotta pick both. You gotta respect it. I gotta pick both when it comes to them.
And the last one I got here for you, Young Dolph or Nipsey Hussle.
Ooh, respectfully, I gotta pick both. Respectfully. Look, RIP to the GOATs. Like, goodness gracious. Long live Dolph. The marathon continues, man. Yeah, I gotta pick both. You gotta respect it.
I feel it. So on your YouTube channel, you've got a Vivo that has all
Mm-hmm.
your music videos been putting out, and we played a snippet of Cruise Control earlier. What was your budget for Cruise Control? Because you had multiple different cars. You had, I'm assuming, different wigs, or you dyed your hair in between filming, but I'm assuming they were wigs.
Mm-hmm.
What was the budget like for you in trying to get all that stuff done to get out a really dope music video?
Thank you. You want me to tell you the honest truth?
Yeah.
I ain't really have a budget. Like,
Oh shit.
I paid for the video that was done off of love, like, because we filmed that video right in East Cleveland in my old hood at the park in the field. But yeah, I hit up my homie Big Green. That's bro. He hit up his people, told him we got a video shoot. I paid Logan, but I do my own hair. So yeah, that video cost me maybe like total like 500.
Damn. You
Yeah.
did that, man. You did
Hey,
that.
hey, when you an independent artist, you gotta learn how to move. You gotta learn how to move. Now I don't have no problem paying more than that now, whatever. But like I said, being an independent artist, you have to learn how to spend your money strategically. If you gotta do some of that stuff yourself, you better figure it out because it gotta get done.
So on like Spotify and stuff, you're just Boi Toy. Where did the baddie come into play? Was that just something that you did when creating your Instagram account and it just like really stuck?
Well, it came about from my song Baddie.
Okay. So that's
Yeah,
cool.
when I took and let me say this right now, when I got that beat created by I hit on my people from DC named Esquire Beats and Tweezy the Beat Terrorist. And I got that beat. It's a sample, but I got it custom made for me. Nobody has ever touched that LL Cool J beat ever, locally or like mainstream or whatever. Nobody. I am the originator of that shit. Okay. So the baddie came from me creating that song. Now I have been chasing that sample since like early 2000s, but couldn't nobody really fuck with it. Every time they did it, it sounded crazy. It sounded stupid, but I finally found somebody in Esquire Beats and Tweezy, and they messed with it a couple times. They actually sent me like 2 or 3 beats before they came up with the final beat, and it didn't sound nothing like that. But I kept saying, "This ain't it. This ain't it. This ain't it." So I actually thought that it wasn't going to happen because, yeah, we were working on it for a while. But then I created the song, and shout out to Congo for shooting the video, and shout out to Social Selfies for letting us use your facility. But yeah, that's where the baddie came from. It just stuck, and I'm like, it made sense. And then I started getting merch. Shout out to Bunny Gang. That's Boi Toy the Baddie Bunny. I got merch available, so make sure y'all visit my site. Click that link in my bio because I do have merch and t-shirts. And I have other stuff than just this, but yeah, it just stuck. And everybody, when they see me, they be like, "What's up, baddie?" So yeah, it just stuck again. It kind of just happened.
Um, you had done an interview on iHeartRadio with DJ Insomniac.
Yeah.
How did that go about? Because I know he's like a Cleveland-based iHeart affiliate. How
Yeah,
did
well,
you guys link up?
Yeah, well, shout out to DJ Insomniac. He is one of those people at a mainstream radio that every artist dreams of. Okay, he really looks out for the local artists. Like he literally created that platform at our iHeartRadio himself. Like when we spoke or whatever, like no one told him to do that. He actually created that platform, took it to the higher ups through the plan by them, and that's how he got what he's doing for the local artists. No politics involved, nothing. Like you send him your music. If he like it, he spend it. Literally, no politics involved. And yeah, it's just networking. I reached out to him to see, what was what, and he a cool guy. He don't shun people away or nothing. Like he just cool people. Like so, it was good to create that connection because now, if I need something else, I can just hit him up right now and be like, "Hey, I need a song put on. You got me?" And he'd be like, "I got you." But yeah, just networking. Like everybody is not because some people be like this person is higher up, so I'm afraid to like reach out to them or they gonna tell me no or whatever. Like no, take your chance because what they gonna do? Say no? That's
Yeah,
all they can
like
do is like really say no.
yeah, that's something I try and preach to a lot of the younger artists. Like I can tell that are like timid about doing things. I'm like, look, at the end of the day, like I shoot my shot with like artists on Instagram all the time that have like
Mhm.
500,000 followers.
Mhm.
The worst thing that they're gonna do is ask if I have money I can pay them, or just say no because my brand isn't big enough. Like
Right. But you won't know until you ask.
exactly. As an artist, what is more important to you, your Spotify followers or your Spotify monthly listeners?
Truthfully, both. Both. I mean, because in this day and age, it's all a numbers game. But that monthly listeners, and it's crazy because I can go from over 5,000 listeners to 30 listeners. So I feel like the followers may be more important than your monthly, but I feel like both are just as important.
So, aside from music, we've talked about, you're an actress. You also have an e-commerce company you run called Bag Society.
Mm-hmm.
Is that I was trying to figure out exactly what it was. Is it like you resell you make your own bags or you resell bags?
Well, both. Both.
Both.
Yeah. So Bag Society is my bag and luggage e-commerce boutique. It's online only, no brick and mortar. The website is bagsociety.com. I named it Bag Society because that's what I'm all about, like getting to the bag. Everything that I do, I'm not going to say that I'm doing it for the money, but my goal was to do what I love doing without having to work for somebody else. So I don't have to be like rich. I just want to make a living. And
Right.
that's my main like goal or whatnot. But yeah, I named it that because I'm getting to the bags. And who else don't want to get to the bag? So that's why I said society. So like it's a bag society. Like y'all want to be a part of the bag society, come join in. And people can also like really join the bag society by clicking on community on my website and filling out the application form so you can become one of our influencers. And you get free stuff and discounts and you earn money. You can't beat that.
So, on to the next one. You are also an event planner or coordinator with the company Beyond the Toy Box.
Yep.
How did
Yep.
that come into play? Like, what made you decide to want to chase that
Um,
tag as well?
well, that happened on again, it just kind of pulled me in. Like I was saying earlier, I was in an art club. So I created a lot of like sculptures and different paintings, and we used to do murals on grounds and walls and everything. And we were always a part of this annual parade called Parade the Circle that happens around the Cleveland Art Museum and the History Museum and everything. And we would create these big giant like sculptures where we carried them with sticks so they look like they dancing in the sky and stuff. So I was always a creative. So fast forward till about 2018ish. I wanted to decorate for my daughter's birthday party. And I'm like, I didn't want to pay anyone. But not only that, I couldn't really find anybody that could do the things that I wanted done. Like because event styling wasn't as big as it is now in Cleveland. So I was like, you know what, when I started looking up stuff online, I'm like, I can probably do this myself. So I did it and it was beautiful. And when I posted it, more people started asking me like, hey, can you do this for my kid birthday party? Or can you do this for my graduation or retirement party? And it just blossomed from there. And then eventually I expanded because at first I was just straight doing decorations. I wasn't doing planning and everything else. It was just straight event styling. I'll do your balloons, your candy tables, do all your centerpieces. And then when I got married, I wound up making my own bridal bouquets and making like some custom shoes and stuff. Well, I bought some shoes and added like stuff to it. And then people seen that, so people started asking me to make their bouquets and everything. And then I eventually linked with my kid's grandmother because she has a catering business, and I have an aunt that has an event facility in the flats downtown. Shout out to Events by Patterson and Above and Beyond Catering. But yeah, I just started linking with more people to, create a full on event planning and event styling business. One of my biggest accomplishments is the wedding that I did in Las Vegas. Shout out to my sis Chrissy, or just my imagination 216 on Instagram. She also have her businesses, her tax businesses and everything. So make sure y'all hit her up. But yeah, I had the pleasure of being able to be her coordinator for her Vegas wedding, and it was beautiful. But yeah, I move around.
So much so that you also have started a property management company.
Yes.
What led you to that information? Because I watched your YouTube video that you just released last week of explaining to people that Cleveland isn't as dead as people make it out to be because they had 19 million tourists?
Yeah, over 19 million visitors, tourists. And that's just tourists. We're not talking about the traveling professionals or people that's just here for short period of times because of their businesses or working at a company, or the traveling nurses or just the corporations that's always in and out the city. Because people forget, like, we are still like an industrial city and an industrial state. So we still get a lot of visitors. They might not be party tours, but they're still visitors. But yeah, I started a toy box property management. If you notice, I try to keep it in the toy box, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I started toy box property management because short-term rentals and extended stays are limited here in Northeast Ohio region, period. And just one day I seen the video of a girl online, Trishana and Dez, talking about, Airbnbs and how it's not as hard as people think to get into them, because every city and state has different regulations for short-term rentals. Example, in Las Vegas, you have to own the property to be able to rent it out for Airbnbs. In Atlanta, you don't have to own the property, but you're only allowed to have two properties under your business name there. So it's limited. So yeah, every place have different regulations. Here in Cleveland, we don't have any regulations. The government here in Cleveland, where in Ohio, actually blocked the regulations from happening.
Right.
Yeah, so we are able to do it here. It's just that the properties that you go after have to allow you to do it. Or people don't know, you can also co-host. There's people that has Airbnbs already that you can become a co-host of an already Airbnb property. And you can do this through corporate leasing or reaching out to the people that does own these properties. So yeah, I just seen it as, I always wanted to get into real estate, because I actually went to real estate school at Tri-C a few years, well, no, not a few years ago. Over 10 years ago, I went to real estate school. But I was like, I don't want to be an agent per se. And by having your own LLC and everything, that's a way to surpass having to get a real estate license if you just listed under like a property management or project management or something in that nature. You can get past the real estate license part. So yeah, I'm like, yeah, just researching and just seeing the things that, that interest me. And I'm in the mode of breaking generational curses for me and my family. I want my kids to know that they don't have to slave at a 9 to 5 just to make it in life. Or they don't have to live their life unhappy doing something that they hate doing when they can just get it on their own. So I just like choose your heart. You want to work for somebody else with no growth? Because I was at a job for over 12 years and there was no growth. They wasn't a part of a union. I wasn't making the money that I deserved. It was like a dead end job, and it's like, how long am I going to continue to give up my life to a job that don't really give a fuck about me for real? All this energy that I'm giving y'all, I can give to myself and develop my own businesses and do it myself,
Yeah. No, I feel that. I mean, I've pretty much worked for myself for the last 7 years now. Like
Oh,
my brother,
congratulations! Yeah.
yeah, like I worked in a factory from the time I graduated high school for about 4 years,
Mm-hmm.
and I realized it was just a dead end job. Like it was gonna max out at $15 an hour, and I
Mm-hmm.
was 22 or 23, and I realized my time was worth way more than that. So
Yeah.
now working for myself, I make on average about 25 an hour to 30 an hour with what I
See,
do.
and it makes sense, right?
It
It
does.
makes sense. Like, why am I going to sit here and let y'all disrespect me and not pay me? Like,
Yeah.
no. Like, I couldn't do it no more. I could not.
No, I couldn't go back to working for another company or anything. I like working for myself.
Yeah, yeah. It's fulfilling, and it's just mine. It makes me proud to know where I came from to where I'm at now. Like, I I chose this life and this life chose me, and I'm proud of it. Like, I am very proud of it.
Um, so I know a lot of artists typically like put a lot of songs in the vault. How many tracks? You don't have to give me a full number, but how many tracks would you say you have like stuck in your vault? Like, could people expect a project from you before the year's end?
Um, I don't think they can expect a project. Not saying that I won't ever go into album mode, but I feel like by me only being a solo artist for a few years, I really don't feel like my fan base or my target audience is ready for like a full album. I'm going to continue to put out singles and do collaborations with other like popping artists in and out the city. But you probably won't hear about a full length album until this time next year.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fair.
hmm
Um, what's your marketing strategy for all your singles? Do you want to like have it to where every single you release is going to have like a music video visual that'll follow either at the same time or shortly after the song drops on like Spotify and Apple?
Yeah. It's usually shortly after. I see because that strategy works for me. And I learned that from because Cruise Control is actually my first solo single. And when I put out Cruise Control, the song, it really didn't gain traction until I put the video out. Oh no, but also Cruise Control was also released on His and Hers. It was a collaborative album with me and Young Shine.
You and Young
So
Sean.
it came out like in like 2018, but then I re-released it and then did the video in like 2020. But yeah, it didn't gain that traction until then. But when I did Baddie, that almost came out like simultaneously.
I say,
Yeah,
which Baddie
huh?
just Baddie just passed 100,000 in the last day, correct?
Nah, it's been a couple weeks now.
It's been a couple weeks since it passed the 100K.
Yeah, and it's like 102K and counting.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and Switch Up actually it gained traction also, but I drive Switch Up with a video also. I think the video really worked for my platform, and yeah, visuals are a must, Miss Luck. Yes, they are. I mean, it just bring a different element to the song.
I agree. And I like all your visuals. I haven't got to watch the Switch Up music video yet, or the
Oh yeah,
EP yet.
Switch Up, that's my baby right there. Like Switch Up is shout out to Congo with 14K Films. But yeah, I mean I'm sorry, but Go Reels. But yeah, Switch Up, that's my baby right there. And I directed all of my videos. And you can see the difference though, like from when I did Cruise Control, and then I did Switch Up next, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then I did Baddie. But yeah, I directed all of my videos, created the treatments, and Congo helped me bring them to life.
that was actually going to be my next question: is if you like directed and did like all the creative ideas behind the music
Mhm.
video? Because like in Baddie, for instance, I know there's a point where you're almost like getting into behind like what would look like a Barbie box, but it was for
Mhm.
Vogue.
Yeah.
How did you come up with like that concept idea of doing that?
TikTok. TikTok. I'm like, how many people do TikTok videos with transitions of their clothes changing? A whole lot, right? So yeah, that I literally got the idea from TikTok.
That's awesome. So, what is your idea of making it in the music industry?
I mean, because it's no wrong. Yeah, I gotta say it's no wrong way. Because everybody to success is different to everybody. But for me, I feel like I already reached success. I feel like I still have a long way to go, but the strides that I made on my own, I'm already successful. By me being able to be independent and to create a platform that's me, that's by me, for me, that's authentically me. Like I did that. Like that's success. Um, already like I done got checks from ASCAP. I done got checks from my mechanical rights and everything. Like that's success to me. I'm getting paid to do something that I love doing. Um, and I got people out there that feel me. So yeah, that's success to me. And I'm just gonna keep on climbing, and I'm gonna just keep on getting better. And it's just going to be more success. But yeah, to me, like in the music business, I'm creating and I'm putting the music out there, and I'm getting feedback, and I have people that actually support me, and I actually have real fans, and like that just in itself, like yeah, like mama, I made it
Um, what would be some change you want to see in your community?
in
Up
my
there?
community.
Yeah, like up in East Cleveland.
Um, Oh, we were just talking about this at our because we just had an alumni weekend for Shaw, and we were talking about this. First off, East Cleveland used to be the suburbs of Cleveland. Like East Cleveland is filled with big houses, big massive houses, mini mansions, like just massive houses, just beautiful architecture all over. But the city officials and the residents of the city, I mean, just didn't take care of it. I mean, it's so many abandoned buildings, and it's so many buildings that has burnt down. There's so many empty lots, and I would like to see is someone or people to go back in the community to bring the money back to the community and help start to build up the community. And I just feel like it can be done because East Cleveland is actually not that big. Like East Cleveland, to ride through East Cleveland is maybe like a 5-minute drive. Like you in Cleveland. Well, you in Euclid, then it's Cleveland, then it's East Cleveland, then you right back in Cleveland. Like it's a short drive on Euclid. That's East Cleveland, and yeah, I just wish the officials would decide if they're going to merge with Cleveland, like they've been talking about for forever, so they can get the money to build back up, or they need to devise a plan where they can build the city back up. Because the residents is moving out, which is causing the high school to have low enrollment. And eventually they're going to have to shut down the only high school in the city because of the enrollment is low. And they have even opened the enrollment so anybody from any district can come there, and the enrollment is still low. But I understand why. Between the violence and just the area, like who wants to come there? So yeah, I just wish the officials would step it up to yeah, to just help create better opportunities in the city and to want people to come back to the city.
It's really well said.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Uh, is there like, do you have any desire to speak on like recent things that have happened in our country with like the decision to overturn Roe v. Wade? Do you have any particular stance on that?
I'm pro-choice. Because of the situations that women go through, period. Like I seen this story recently about this lady that's pregnant. Her and her husband went to the doctor, and the doctor told her that the baby's skull isn't forming. So the baby's basically going to be dead within minutes after being birthed.
Yeah.
But you're making this family go through this trauma when you can just have her have an abortion. I feel like it's special cases that should be looked at instead of everybody being treated as one. Because just imagine what that family is going through. You got to carry a baby that you know is not going to live once the baby come out of you. Like that's trauma. That's creating trauma for a family. Like imagine like the therapy and everything. Everybody don't handle trauma the same. I feel like it's unfair. I feel like yeah, I just feel like it's not right. I feel like everybody rights is being taken away slowly but surely, and it's scary.
Yes.
But yeah, I feel like women should have. I feel like we should have a choice. And there's other instances like where a woman can get pregnant and the baby she carrying could kill her. So what you gonna do then? You just gonna risk losing the mom because you guys don't want to give her an abortion? Like it's just so many different scenarios that I can go through just to say like how unfair and how not right it is. I mean, we living in some scary times, I tell you. Scary time. But yeah, I'm definitely pro-choice.
And then 2020, like quarantine, we saw in our country the rise of people starting to kind of acknowledge the things that are wrong with the police force in America, like with George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. What is your thoughts on just like police reform or defunding the police?
Well, I don't think necessarily we need to defund the police, but it needs to be a whole revamp of the force. Because I mean, just look what's happening. Like the police that's in position right now are police that's been in there for probably decades. So they're already stuck in their ways. They got in those positions to fulfill a certain duty and they're carrying it out. I feel like they need a full overhaul of the police force, just period. Like I said, I'm not political. I don't really know about politics.
Right.
I just know what I see, like everybody else. The things that's going on, of course, is not right. But I also acknowledge that police put their lives on the line every day to do that job. I just wish they'll do the job equally, fairly, and do it correctly. Because some of these things, like George Floyd, could have been completely avoided. Breonna Taylor could have been completely avoided. Like mistakes that they make. Do we know if it's purposely or are they truly mistakes? But how the world is going, they don't look like mistakes, and that's like some of the problem. Even with like Oscar Grant, like he was handcuffed on the ground face down, and the cop still shot him in the back.
Yeah.
Like it's like things like that. Um, but I'm not like a cop hater or whatever. So
Right.
I had some good people like help raise me up that was cops or whatever because I took criminal justice in high school, and I was a Muni League cheerleader, and a lot of the coaches were police officers. So yeah, I totally is not like against like all police or whatever, but the ones that they call bad apples, the good ones need to like get them out of there. Like, and I just don't understand why it's so hard for them to do so. Because all we ask is
I
that
wish
y'all
I,
do a job. Hmm.
I said I wish I knew the answer to that.
Yeah, like why is it so hard? We just want you to do your job, and especially because, like everybody say in every city, we pay taxes. We are the ones paying. Like in my instance, in my community, we're paying for the abuse, and that just don't make sense to me.
So before we go over your discography here, we'll switch up to a lighter note. We'll talk a little bit about your
Okay.
acting career.
Okay.
So it looks like on IMDb anyway, you started your first credited acting role was in Swing Low, Sweet Chariot.
Chariot.
Chariot
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
in 2013. How did you get like involved into that?
Oh well, shout out to Johnny Filmworks at HWIC Filmworks. He's actually one of my friend's daughter's godfather. That's how I met him. I met him through a friend. Like we all used to just hang and drink together. Like we all just yeah, used to hang. And he told me about a production that he was doing it and that he just needed like a background actress or whatever. And I'm like, I acted in like a few plays when I was younger, but never like on film. And he was like, just come on, I got you. And that was that. Like, yeah, it kind of just be happening for me. I don't know.
And then in 2013, you were in Rebel Invasion and you played yourself.
Yeah, well, that's actually a documentary.
Okay, that's a
Yeah,
documentary.
that documentary was it was actually a Cleveland music scene documentary mixed in with like a few political statements and everything. But yeah, it was more like a doc.
And then just make sure I have everything here. You also are in on Single and Ready. You played a character Tamika in 2019.
Yes. Mhm.
How did you get involved in that? Like, did you reach out to them or?
Well, I actually auditioned for that one. Like,
Oh,
and I
did you? Okay.
killed it. Yeah, that's also with HWIC Filmworks. Shout out to Johnny Filmworks and Pop Style Casting. But yeah, I went to an audition and I waited out there in that line and I waited my turn and I did my audition by myself first and then they sent me out and told me to wait a second and then they auditioned the main character that's played by Brianna Nixon. And then after a while, they had me come back in with her, and we, exchanged lines together. And they was just like they loved our chemistry, and that's how I got the part.
And for
And
anybody
it's so
watching that hasn't seen it, it is on Tubi, correct?
yes, make sure y'all stream it today on Tubi. Well, if y'all can't get to it today, y'all can get to it another day. But it is streaming right now on Tubi. It was on Amazon Prime for a while, but now it is streaming now on Tubi. Make sure y'all go watch that. It's really good and it's funny. If not anything, it's funny, y'all. And
So
it's funny because People don't know I was actually sick by the second day of filming. Yeah, yeah, it was wild. Yeah, it was wild. But yes, we got it done. We filmed that in, I want to say, like 3 days.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you're also credited as a composer on two things. You got another documentary short, Coco Z's Babs the Movie, and then a TV series called Football for Life. How did you get to the point of being like a composer for a film or show?
Oh yeah, just shoot my shot. Well, the Babs one is actually a collaboration with a few other Cleveland female artists that DJ Coco Z and Miss Lily put together. So that's actually on some music stuff. It's a music video. But
Okay.
yeah, so that was that, and the other one is by Zaire. I can't think of his last name. But that's a sporting documentary, and yeah, just shoot my shot. Like, hey, you need some music? Check this out, and they like it, they put it on. If they don't, they don't.
So then you also starred in Common Greed as a character, Keisha Getty.
Yes, I was a lawyer.
Where do you know if this one's streaming anywhere?
I don't think that one is streaming at the moment. I want to say it was up on Amazon Prime as well for a while, but I haven't heard anything about that one. I'm like, because it was another one that was on there called Click that was also on YouTube, but I don't even think that's up there anymore either. But I'm not a part of that side of the
Right.
spectrum, just the actress.
Yeah, so Common Greed was actually based on true events that happened in Cleveland.
Cleveland, yeah.
Was that just another instance of like WHIC or?
Oh no, that one. And please excuse me because I cannot remember the production company name for that one. But the guy who filmed that one actually reached out to me, and we had a few table reads before he gave me the part. But yep, that's how that one happened.
And then your other film that's on, film on Tubi right now is Scam Likely.
Yeah, a lot of people been raving about that one. I actually just have a small part. I play the main character's aunt. Um, and you'll catch me in there for a quick second. But that's just prepping for the Scam Likely 2. But yeah, you'll see me in there, and it's so funny because I really didn't tell anybody about that one, and everybody keep hitting me up like, "Oh my God, I just seen you in Scam Likely on Tubi," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." Yeah.
That's me. What's funny? So with 216 Click, it's a web series that follows the lives of sets of cliques in Cleveland, Ohio. Were you like one of the main people they followed around? Because you're the second listed when you click the episode. Like,
Yeah,
click on it.
I was. It was 4 of us. Shout out to my girl Dee Dee, my girl Nikki, and my girl Sabrina. I don't remember all their names, but yeah, shout out to y'all. We were the 4 main characters in Click. It was up on YouTube, but I believe the creator took it down. But yeah, it was about a group of 4 women that lived like 4 different lives, but we were all friends, and we wind up like okay, let's put it like this. Set it off meet Cleveland, but in a different aspect. So yeah, we were Jack girls basically.
All right. So I'm gonna pull up the Spotify here. So we'll start with your music here. We'll start with 2018. You released "Level Up" with Young Sean.
Mm-hmm.
What was the creative process behind this track? Because was this your debut single as a returning to music, or is this
No,
okay?
that's the second one. The first one is "I Need a Freak."
Okay. Put him in the
I
wrong
think
order.
that released in like 2016, maybe. But that was my debut coming back. And it's crazy because I wasn't even supposed to be on that song. Like, we were in the studio. Shout out to 3 Feet. We went to the studio. I think that's the first time I introduced Young to 3 Feet because I frequent 3 Feet a lot. That's like family. But yeah, he went in there and made the beat from scratch, and we were just all in the studio vibing. And I put in my input every now and again, like, "Ooh, this should go right here," or "This sound like this type of song," and they liked it. And they like, "Go say it." So I went to go do it, and I wound up doing the hook. And then when his second verse came, they was like, "Do a couple bars." So I wound up doing like maybe 4 or 6 bars going back and forth with him um on the second verse or whatnot. And right, award winning I Need a Freak. That was one of the songs that we did win best
That was best
collaboration
collaboration.
for. Yep. At the OEA. So yeah. Yeah, that was my debut coming back.
Set the
And
bar
it's a
high.
video. It's a video to that also, and I believe that video also has over 100,000 streams.
So then after I Need a Freak, Level Up came out, also with
Mm-hmm.
Young Sean. How did you guys come about with Level Up?
Well, shout out to 3 Feet again. I'm telling you, like, being in 3 Feet studio always was a vibe. We just went to the studio. We like, what y'all want to create today? And yeah, we just created it right in the studio. Shout out to Young Shine. He's like the hook god when it comes to hooks. But yeah, he created the hook and everything and the concept, and we just vibed out. But Sierra stole our shit. If you listen to her song, Level Up, her beginning of her hook is just like ours. How she said everything. Like, damn, real. But that's a whole nother story.
And then Drip Talk, which we've already talked about, how that ended up getting placed on Real
Hmm.
Housewives of Atlanta.
And it's crazy because that song is still going and we don't even have a video for it yet. But continue, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. That's even crazier that you guys didn't do music. I really thought you guys would have probably dropped a music video once it started getting traction after
Yeah.
Housewives.
And we're still talking about doing a video because that is still one of our highest played songs on Spotify, Apple Music. People be shazamming it. Like, it's crazy. Like, we see all them statistics. It's still our highest played song.
Um, so
But that was also, I'm sorry, produced by 3 Feet. Shout out to 3 Feet.
now you and Young Sean also released a whole album together, His and Hers. Was
Yes.
there something else? When listening to the interview, I listened to one of the interviews. He had mentioned His and Hers. Was this also more than just an album? Didn't you guys have a show you did together?
Um, we definitely performed together, but we never had like a listening Oh no, you must be talking about when we did for DMST Boys podcast. Yeah, we had a whole private show at the DMST Boys podcast headquarters downtown, and it was invite only. And yeah, we did a whole show. We did a whole set. We split it up. We did our tracks together, and then I left out, and he put on a whole show by himself. Then I came out, did a whole set, and then we closed out with one of our songs together. But yeah, it was dope. It was real dope. People came out, enjoyed themselves. But yeah, that was definitely a moment. Yeah, definitely a moment.
I feel like an idiot because I forgot to mention that earlier. But other things you also do, you are also a model.
Yeah, but I don't even because I'm like music and acting and modeling all goes hand in hand. So I really don't even like promote myself as a model anymore. Because it kind of just happened. If they need some pictures, I get some pictures. But yeah, I'm a published model actually. I was published on hiphop.com, and I've been in a few magazine spreads with Fire magazine, Next to Blow magazine, uh, Murder Dog magazine from out of California. So yeah, I've had a few, magazine inserts here and there. But yeah, I definitely published model, and I went to modeling school in Columbus at John Casablancas. So yeah, I got it up under my belt.
So when you and Young Thon did His and Hers, what was the process behind that? Because, like you said, you re-released Cruise Control in
Hmm.
2020.
Hmm.
What was like the process behind you guys creating it? Because, like you said, like PAS has 28,000 streams right now on Spotify, and you got Level Up with 47,000. Like,
Hmm.
you guys had quite a few songs that clearly got a lot of traction to get that
Yeah,
many to continue getting streams.
yeah. The
What was
process with that, first of all, we have great chemistry. First of all, even though he's like very lyrical, he got helly bars. He's clever with his words. Um, his infliction when he talked, like he's like the perfect rapper. Like he always keep me on my toes when it comes to music, because I'm like, they can't be out here like, oh, young Sean Fire, but his wife Barbie. Like, no, we can't have none of that, none of that. But we just went into the studio because 3 Feet produced majority of His and Hers. So we go in the studio, and even at home we have these things called jam sessions. And that's when we, pour up a little drink or whatever, turn on the loudspeaker or whatever, and we play a beat and we just vibe off of each other energy and we come up with music. And I'm like, that's the best way to do it. Like, that's the best. I create the best music when I do that, just feeding off of his energy. But yeah, the creative process was dope. By the time we got done with it, I didn't even realize that we had a full album. Like, that's how easy going it was. Like, how many songs we got now? But yeah,
and then in 2020, you guys released another song together with Matlock on the track, Link Up.
yes.
How did that
Hmm.
track like come about and the creative process behind it?
Um, People don't even know we got a whole album with Matlock that's not out. A whole album. That's where Switch Up came from. Switch Up is actually from that album. Also, it's a Switch Up, Link Up. Um, what's the other one? I can't think of the other titles right now. But yeah, I think we had maybe like 6 or 7 songs for an album. And it still may come out or whatnot, but that happened because we just like to be creative and we like to mess with like people that we're familiar with. Madlock, shout out to him. He's a platinum producer. He's produced for Trina. He got a platinum plaque with Lil Wayne. So yeah, he's like been around, and that's like family. That's family right there. So yeah, we just wanted to, get creative with Matlock and see what magic we could come up with. And we came up with some dope tracks. Link Up was the first release actually, and then I released Switch Up because I also needed like another solo single.
Right.
So yeah, so I wound up releasing Switch Up.
Um, you and Young Ton had an EP that also dropped in 2020.
Called Up
Up.
the EP, and that is so slept on. When I tell you that EP is slept on, like that EP is a whole vibe. One of the tracks on there is produced by DMV producer Esquire Beat. Shout out to him. And the other ones are actually just random producers off of like B Stars or whatever. But nonetheless, yeah, Up the EP is a whole vibe. If you want to lay back, get that ambiance in the room, lay back, smoke a J, that's what Up the EP feels like. But yeah, that was another one with just being at home and having a jam session. Like, hey, listen to this beat. And it just started flowing.
So we've talked about Cruise Control. We re-released that one, and then Switch Up. What was the process for your newest release, though? Front Row.
Oh, Front Row. That is produced by my guy from New York with Empire Records. That one came about because a DJ in Detroit reached out to me by DJ Cutmaster Styles. He reached out to me and said that he wanted to do some work with me or whatnot. And I was like, okay, cool. What you got in mind? And he was on his like DJ Khaled stuff or whatever. So he hit up Shanghai Music. That's his name, the guy from New York. And I guess that's his homeboy and asked him for a beat. And so he sent me the track, and he was saying that he was actually trying to shop the track to Lotto, but he wanted to see what I do on it or whatever. So I recorded the song at 3 Feet Studios, Smokehouse, and I sent it back to them, and they loved it. I'm like, they from New York, so well, Shanghai's from New York, so it makes sense. Like, it's that like gritty New York feel, like that, like down in the trenches feel. So yeah, they loved it, and we got it mixed and everything, and we still waiting to do a video when they ready, but or they'll say maybe when I'm ready, but nonetheless, like, yeah, that's how that happened. They reached out to me, I delivered, they loved it, and we here now.
Can people expect a music video to come soon for Front Row?
I would hope so. I'm gonna say yeah. I'm like, cause I actually I got some other stuff going on right now with the music. Of course, I ain't about to spill the beans, but I actually have a song with a mainstream artist that's getting ready to drop some.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, but don't nobody know about it. So when it drop, everybody gonna be like, "What the fuck?" Like,
Oh, I'll know about it too, because I follow your Spotify. I try and always follow every artist that I interact with, just so that music drops, I'm on it.
But just
So,
know, platinum producer Matlock on the track produced the track. But yeah, I got that mainstream feature coming soon. So y'all just stay tuned. And I'm on tour right now. I just had a show in PA at Club Elegance with great fire artists Lala Combs and Hennessy Icing. And these ladies did their thing. And when I say my management, Miss Lily did her thing. It was like her first show as a road manager, and we killed it. Like, we killed it. It was a dope show. Um, but yeah, I got some things in the works. So if y'all want to be a part of the Baddie experience, make sure y'all tap in with me to keep updated to find out which city that I'm going to next.
so I've already talked your ear off a lot today, but I have one last question,
Okay.
and then I'm going to give you the floor.
Okay.
What would be some advice you would give to younger you or a younger person that's trying to pursue music?
Ooh. Younger me, I would tell her to um, think highly of yourself. Stop doubting yourself. Stop looking at other people and comparing yourself, and stop feeling like that you can't do it just because you may not have the resources at that time. I would tell her to be consistent, be confident. You're beautiful. You got this. You strong as hell, girl. And the people gonna love you. So yeah, just do it. Yeah, and be proud. That's what I tell her. Give her some encouragement.
All right. Well, I'm going to give you the floor. to go ahead and plug anything you got going on. I know you just did a second ago, but if you got anything else you want to plug.
Yes, yes. Okay, y'all, because it's a lot. Okay, so make sure, pay attention, pay attention. I am Boi Toy the Baddie. You can follow me on all socials at Boi Toy the Baddie. Make sure y'all hit up my website at playtimewithboy.com. Matter of fact, just go to Instagram and hit that link because that link will take you to everything from my music, my merch, my businesses, my services. And also, I am currently sponsored by thecodiswater.com. So if you use that code BOYTOY on their site, you'll get 10% off. And they have more than just water bottles. So make sure y'all go check them out at thecodis.com, y'all. And they on Instagram at thecodiswater. But yeah, also, I got tour dates coming up. So make sure y'all tune in for the next date. The Baddie experience is in full effect. Y'all don't want to miss it. Make sure y'all get my merch. And y'all just tap in with me. Like I'm out here. Like I'm out here. I'm moving around, you know what I'm saying? Can't nobody do it like the Baddie. Make sure y'all get at me.
All right. If you guys did not catch this on Instagram Live, it will be up on YouTube within the next couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you like, you comment, you subscribe. If you're watching on Instagram, please hit the follow button. Trying to grow this brand because I have a vision of helping underground artists have a
And we
platform.
appreciate you. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you. That means a lot. And the fact that you gave me so much of your time today really means a lot. I appreciate you coming on. I hope I did not let you down with my research.
You did. You did. You did your thing. I'm proud. I'm proud.
If you watch on YouTube, Boi Toy the Baddie's link tree will be in the description. So if you caught this late, her link tree will be below. Go tap into her website. Her e-commerce page will also be linked if you want to get you a handbag. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me. See ya.
See ya.